Morning. Today I'm gonna be trying to get to 1,000 miles. Do my just a feedback session on 1,000 miles and how I'm finding the F850 GS. Take you for a little look around the bike. So this is the F850 GS from BMW, as everyone can see really. But yeah, I've been so far very impressed with this bike. I'm out for a little ride this morning to get to 1,000 miles, so I can get a little bit of a further feedback about the bike. So far very happy. And it's a beautiful morning here in the countryside. Morning. So we are here in Alton. It's a lovely Sunday morning, sun is shining, and I'm out to do my first 1,000 miles on the F850 GS, and I made it. It's the first 1,000 miles done, and I just want to give just a quick feedback update session about the bike. Usually you hear the guys do reviews and sort of feedback about a new bike, but you never hear what they say after, well, 1,000 miles, a year, 2 years. So what I want to do is, with this video, is sort of do a 1,000 mile update, and then maybe do another one in 2,000 miles, and then maybe after a year, just to give a bit of a feeling for how it is to own a bike. And then also, as soon as the anniversary or the excitement has died down, and the more living with the bike has come into play. So let's start. So I'm going to start with the instrument panel. As you can see, 1,015 miles. So happy with that. So far, I'm very happy with this bike. It rides great. It's comfortable. I'm 5'11", and it is very comfortable for me. So let's start with the clocks. I'm just gonna jump around randomly with all the bits and bobs that come to mind. So positiveness, this screen is really lovely. It is absolutely great. It's clear, even in bright sunlight. I find it to be brilliant. The 3 settings on the heated grips, that works well. I did get what do you call this, hand guards installed, because this does make quite a big difference to keeping the wind off your hands and making the heated grips work better, because as soon as the wind keeps on battering on your hands, it just basically sucks out the heat out of your gloves. Yes, my gloves is quite old, but this stuff makes such a big difference. You can actually feel it if you don't wear any gloves and you go for like a short little ride. You can feel the wind being deflected over your hands, so it's really nice. Okay, so the heater grips work really well, but I would say it works better if you have the hand guards on. I've paired my phone to it, so this is also quite a nice little feature. I've got the GPS prep, but I don't have the full GPS system because I think that's about £500-600. It's lovely to have because it integrates nicely into the bike, but this little system that allows you to pair your phone with a bike gives me more than enough navigation and route planning that I currently have not needed a full GPS. Now, if you're going to do like serious touring on this bike, and you need to get to special destinations where you don't have mobile reception or whatever, then the full GPS system is definitely going to be the best. But this system, you can program favorites into it. You can also do points of interest, current location, petrol stations. And this is all driven from the BMW Connect app that's on my phone. And you do all this via the wheel, as you can see, back on the wheel and then totally back, and then this little up to go back to the full screen. So that's been really great. The riding modes and stuff, I have stayed in road. I don't really need to go into any other mode currently. I've just been riding on the road, so that's been perfectly fine. So let's move around. The mirrors are great. They don't vibrate. They are easy to see behind you, and they do their job. They're perfectly fine. Another little thing, the cruise control. Now, this little feature I thought I'm never going to be using, but I have used it so many times, especially going through villages where you have to stick to 30 miles per hour. I have just clicked on the cruise control and set it to 30, and it works perfect. Going up to 40, you just set it by pushing forward, and then it picks up the 40 speed, and then you cruise in 40. If you want to resume it, as you can see, set is, it is forward, and resume is if you've got it set to 40 and you pull it back towards you. So that works well. The suspension settings, I have just left it on the normal one, the standard one, as I weigh about 65 kilograms. That works perfectly for me. I don't need anything stiffer or more comfort on this current setup. Okay, let's move to the side of the bike. So the rear, I still got the standard exhaust on. There is a Krapovic, I don't know how you pronounce it, but yeah, a Krapovic exhaust. It does give you a little bit of better mid-range. It does sound a little bit better. This exhaust is very quiet. It's almost like driving an electric bike. I like it. The suspension is great. The tires has been brilliant. It is the Anarchy 3s, and they work very well. It looks like it's almost like a all-road tire. Yeah, works really nice. Center stand, again, I thought I'm going to use it a lot. Currently, where I park my bike in the garage, the stand does not work for me, but it's great to have as an extra. I know it's a little bit of extra weight, but you never know when you need to maybe work on the rear tires or the rear of the bike, or you need to have the bike stand up maybe in a parking garage or something. Then the center stand is very handy. The other thing that I quite like as well is this little sticker underneath the seat, where it's clear and visible to what the tire pressures needs to be. You don't need to remember it, you don't need to get out a manual, you don't need to hop onto the internet. you can just look on the side, check your tires, job done. The front of the bike, here were the exhausts. To be honest, I thought it's going to be more grimy, because I have not washed the bike. Very bad of me, but I haven't washed the bike since it went in for a 600-mile service, and it's holding up very well, to be honest, compared to the big GS with that cover in the front. It does tend to start corroding, but yeah, it is early days, so that is holding up quite well. The radiator in the front as well, I like this radiator protection, that's quite nice as well. You do get some extra bits and bobs from Touratech and from the other guys. Yeah, but the other guys, yeah, they also make some extra bits. I did also spot this little thing. This is to sort of stop the wind from going through this channel, probably up into where you sit. Let's carry on with the front here. The light is really good. I like this LED light. It's very nice. Gives a really nice look to the bike. There's a aftermarket screen. You can get all sorts of aftermarket screens now. Larger, wider, taller. Currently, this screen is perfectly fine for me. I might upgrade to a little bit of a taller screen, but being 5'11", I have no problem. The wind hits me on my helmet, sort of the top of my chest, and it works perfect. So that's also fine. I think if you're a little bit taller, definitely would suggest a taller screen. Or even you can probably fit the Adventures screen on here, the 850 Adventures screen on there. So that would be fine, perfect. Just going over to this side. Again, this is the auto blipper, up and down. Now I thought again, I probably wouldn't use this a lot on this bike, because it is an adventure bike, and it's not really a sports bike, but I've been using it so many times. Gearing down, getting to a roundabout, and then changing up when powering out of a corner. It works perfectly fine, especially when you're filtering into traffic, where you can just keep the throttle open and just clip the gears up. So yeah, the keyless ride, some feedback on that. This is really nice. By stopping at the petrol station, you just clip it open because the key is in your pocket, and then clip it closed, and then as soon as you walk away, the bike is locked. The same for the power on. If you're close to the bike, you just press it, starts the bike up, and then if you want to steering lock it, you tilt the steering totally to the one side, and then you just hold it in. You'll hear that noise, and now the steering is locked. The steering is locked here. So that works well. So unlock it and then power the bike up. That's sort of the updates that I want to give you guys about the F850 GS. This is the 2019 model, and I've been really enjoying this bike. Compared to the previous bike I had, the R90 Scrambler, this bike is really nice. It's really comfortable to ride. It's very agile. The suspension I thought was going to be too tall for me. It is really nice. It's just good. When I sit on the bike, it is comfortable. The seat is about a 2-hour ride seat, I would say, for me personally. Anything else that I can think of? Negative bits. Oh yes, one negative bit is going from a what do you call it, an hydraulic clutch to back to a cable, it's interesting. You know, I've just not experienced it in such a long time, and it can be quite notchy. But again, this is now 1,000 miles. The bike is probably not even ridden in properly, so give it another 1,000, I would probably say, for everything to work in, or just bed in a bit more. Also, changing up manually without the auto blipper can sometimes also be a little bit notchy. But again, it can be because the bike is still new. What else can I think of? I might get myself a little top box at the back. I've got a Givi top box, but I'll probably sell that and just get the BMW one, because BMW does the plastic ones, or the plastic polymer or something in that line. It's a hard shell plastic case it's much cheaper than the metal ones, and because this bike comes with a back plate, so I can just clip that top box on, because this is so nice to be able to put a helmet in the top box. I wouldn't ride with the top box on every day, because I actually felt that on the normal GSs, if you've got anything at the back, it sort of makes the dynamics of the bike a little bit different. And if you ride with nothing on, even if you ride with a backpack on, I find it's just much nicer to ride without a backpack or without a top box. It just makes the bike feel better, optimal, I would say. I don't know, maybe it's just me. What else can I think about this bike? Nothing much. I am so far, after 1,000 miles, I've actually ridden more on this bike than what I've ridden on my R90 Scrambler in this amount of time. So so far it's been really good. Enjoying the bike, and yes, I will give you guys an update in the next 1,000 miles. Maybe there's a nice day as well, and I'll do a bit of an update video, but this is so far a big thumbs up for me. Oh, sorry, one last thing about the power of the bike. Now, if you are used to a 1250 GS or a 1200 GS or 1150 GS, it doesn't have that exploding power. But then again, it's a much smaller bike. But for me personally, the power and the delivery of the power is perfect. If you open it up and you let the revs climb a bit, the power is definitely there, and it's really nice. It's good enough for the UK, I personally think. I never cruise at 90, 100 in the UK in any case, so it's not how I ride. You know, I would love to take the bike to Germany and then ride it quick on the autobahn, but if you ride between 70 and 80, it is perfect. You know, it is rock solid, it's stable, you get enough wind and weather protection, and so yeah, I am very happy. Again, big thumbs up, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Cheers.